Hey, what's up? So today we've got another manga haul, including a lot of manga that I've actually wanted to pick up for quite a while, and some manga that I've never really heard of before. This is going to be a pretty exciting one for me because, yeah, it's quite an assorted variety of books that we have for today. So I'll just give a sneak peek of what they all are here. So we've got some rental manga, we've got some shoujo, gekiga, art books, picture books. So we'll start off with the art book over here first. And it's this one here by an artist that I have shown off before. This is called I'm Cute, I'm Absolutely Cute by Harada Chiaki. So it's an art book published in 2023. I do have multiple Harada works already, just waiting on my shelves, but I'm very much in love with her art style in very poignant colors. So a quintessential book for any fans of Harada Chiaki. Yep, published in 2023. So that was a quick one there just because I have shown a lot of her before on the channel, but another shout out to her works. Now we move into, we'll go through another art book as well. This one is called Angel by Oto Moai. So I've had my eyes on this book for quite a while. So this is published by Parco. And I'm not too entirely knowledgeable about who Oto Moai is, but this art book I've been wanting to get for maybe a year now, and I've just kind of been putting it off until I was like, gotta pick it up. But it's a cool sort of edition of these characters in the foreground and I guess like painted backgrounds at the back. So they have done, in terms of their other works, they have done other art books, I believe, and they're not really, no manga, just more illustrations and paintings. Just, yeah, very satisfying to look at. I do need to research more on who they are, but their art alone was enough to, you know, get me into one of their books without knowing who they were anyways. So that's a testament to how much I love this sort of art style. It's simple, but at the same time chaotic in a way where you can kind of just spend lots of time looking at the backgrounds. So yeah, that was Angel by Oto Moai. Now we move on to picture books. So this is a new, or kind of new, interest of mine. So buying Japanese picture books, but these ones I guess are more aimed towards like older audiences, it looks like. So we'll start off with this one here. This is called oふろや, which means bath. Published in 2008 by Kuroda Megumi. And in terms of the story and what it is, I haven't read any of this yet, but this is the type of art that we're talking about. This is kind of what I meant by maybe it's aimed not towards younger children, but you know, a bit of a more mature audience maybe. But yeah, in terms of the premise of this picture book, it's about this little kid here who chases a rolling apple and finds themselves at this bathhouse where all these animals gather. So that's all I got from the synopsis for the story. I don't want to spoil myself yet, but it looks very fun. I love the color in this one. So yeah, I've been, you know, recently, as of late, I'd say I've got 3 new directions I've been looking at in terms of collecting and reading. So number 1 is picture books. Number 2 is shoujo manga, and number 3 just comics outside of Japan. So recently I put up the Scamp video haul where I picked up so much stuff from like indie Australian creators and, you know, just Western and English comics in general. So that's been kind of satisfied in one way, but yeah, Japanese picture books is another interesting line of or an interesting direction in collecting that I do want to pursue. Junji Ito had also recently released a picture book of his own. He wasn't the writer of it, he was just the illustrator, but I'll put that link in the description below. So this was Bath by Kuroda Megumi. So we'll go to the other picture book that we have for today. This one is an interesting name. It's called Dr. Ink's Starry Sky Cinema. And the author and artist of this, his name is Nishino Akihiro, published in 2009. So this one's a lot thicker than Bath. Bath is not that many, it's not too long, but this one is a very big book and very heavy too. And you see here that, oh, well, look at that. Another signed book I had no knowledge of. Let me just check. Yeah, you can see at the back. Okay, well, looks like I got another lucky encounter with a purchase. Did not know that this was signed at all. It wasn't even advertised as signed, so that's really cool. But yeah, this was published in 2009, and I'll give you an example of the art. It is crazy good. This is all in black and white, in contrast to Bath, which we had in color, but for the same format, so text on the right, art on the left. And in terms of the story, it's I'll just read out the synopsis translated. I guess it's a bit vague, but it says, why do the stars fall? Why do people dream? An old man who lives alone in an observatory on a hill, an old-fashioned ladder shop owner, a monster feared by the villagers, and a man who continues to write dream scripts for people all over the world. A touching fantasy in which lonely people who look up at the starry sky every day with their own thoughts find small happiness. For those of you who have forgotten how to look at the starry sky. So that's where the title comes from, at least, but some amazing art. I saw the art in this because I was just looking at different picture books and I was like, oh, this looks amazing. But yeah, originally published in 2009, looks like the 7th reprint was in 2016, so quite popular then. That's pretty good, but you're getting value for this because it's a very thick book with lots of art inside. So excited to read this as well. Once I do read these, they will pop up in like spotlight videos, so look out for that in the future. So those were the 2 art books and the 2 picture books for today. Very excited for all of them. Now we'll move into the manga. So some more interesting manga popping up here as well. So we'll start off with this one here. This one's called Mamada Gravity Theory by Tomii Masako. And this was published in 2018. It's a one-shot collection for the mangaka. And essentially what the description says is that it's a collection of a lot of different types of manga, from like BL to shonen manga, shoujo stuff as well. Picked it up because the cover was really good, but all of the art inside is amazing. And we've also got these cool color pages as well. But I don't know much about this mangaka, but every page that I look from this looks so good. And I feel like I'm remembering this right, but the mangaka normally does shoujo manga. I think maybe that's why I stumbled upon this, but very cool cover actually. I love this illustration on the front, and I love how bright the yellow is. So yeah, that was the Mamada Gravity Theory, a very interesting name. So the second book that I'll get into, this one is very it's confusing to me. There's a lot I still have to unpack for this. So I don't even know how to pronounce the name of this magazine. Maybe Basara, not too sure. But this is a reprint, a 2022 reprint, limited to 100 copies of a magazine that had run it started, this is the very first issue that they reprinted back in 1971. And I've never even heard of this magazine before. It comes with this pamphlet giving information about the magazine itself and all of the previous issues. So I'll flick through. I've never even heard anyone talk about this, so that's why I'm so confused. So this is the first issue, the inaugural issue that was published in 1971. That's the one being reprinted now. And there's a list of all the other issues with the table of contents, which is really cool. So in this first issue, I don't recognize many mangaka at all in here. So that's what made me even more interested, because I'm kind of diving into more and more manga magazines. So it seems like it only ran for 7 issues. They also did publish a couple of Tsuge Tarao books, so these two here. This one, I believe their name was Shigeo Ito, who I do recognize. So there are some names that I do recognize in the artists that were published in it, but super interesting. I don't know, I just bought it because I've never really heard of them before. They do have some relation, and I do recognize, you know, that they have worked with like mangaka that I know, like Tsuge Tarao and stuff. But yeah, it's also the inside of it, it's not too great in terms of the printing. I'll show you here. So it's like the text is kind of faded in most of the pages. It's not rental manga, it's just, yeah, manga published in the 70s. But yeah, I still need to research more about this. Just caught my eye because I've never seen it before, so I just picked it up. But it seems very interesting. It's got this like blue faded print to it. Maybe the copy that they used to print this was just very old and worn out copy. But yeah, if anyone has information about this magazine and how to even pronounce it, feel free to comment below or hit me up, because I really do want to learn more about this. And also, that cover is just amazing. I don't know who the artist is for this. Gotta find out. I did see some of their art in here. We'll find out, but a lot to research on this one. Very confused, but still a cool pickup either way. But yeah, limited to 100 copies as well. That is nothing. So I guess I'm really lucky to have found this. 100 copies is like, I wonder how popular this magazine was. Maybe not that popular if they only reprinted 100 copies of this in 2022. And this is the only issue in the whole magazine series that has been reprinted. Just number 1. So a very interesting pickup that I just gotta look into more. So the next one is this is a manga. This one I've been looking for a long time, actually. This here is called Itohime by Shinohara Katsuyuki, who did the art, but the original story is by Juro Kara. So to explain both of them, so Shinohara Katsuyuki is an artist I really love. They feature in the Japanese underground theater poster book that I have. They did a bunch of posters in that period, so you can see a lot of their art. And they were also friends with artists like Akasegawa Genpei and Shigesato Itoi, who was the writer of Penguin Race that King Terry drew for. But yeah, the art style, really love the art style, love the posters that they do as well. But Juro Kara was a Japanese playwright. He was at the forefront of underground Japanese theater in the 60s, which it was dubbed as Angura, alongside someone else who I forgot the name of. But in that sort of period of theater, you had tons of artists. I showed off the poster book before. In that specific period, tons of different artists contributing posters to those plays. Like you had Shirato Sanpei even did one, you had Otomo, he did one, Yoko Taranoi, you had, what else? Inoue Yosuke did one too. Also, this panel here reminds me of, there's a specific panel in Midori by Suehiro Maruo. It's like, I'm pretty sure it's, no, she's not lying down. I remember Midori was like standing up and there's like this whole garden of flowers, but that was just something that reminded me of that. This was published in 1983. I don't know when Midori was published, but yeah, a really cool manga that I want more by Shinohara, but man, so many of their works are just expensive or hard to find. I've been trying to find this specific one called Shadow or Kage for the last 2 years. Haven't found it at all. So it's a very sought after artist for me, because that was like a sort of picture book kind of, not really manga. So yeah, illustrations and text. But this was Itohime. This was also published in Garo as well. So really cool to get this finally. So that one was a great tick off for my very desired, well, the books I desire the most, pretty much. So very happy with that. And now we come up to the last manga for today. This one is a collection of rental manga, so kashihon. This is called the Mysterious Rental Book Collection number 2, published in 2016. And this specific issue has 2 stories by a mangaka named Tetsuhiro Wakabayashi, who I searched up. I've never heard of them before. They were known for being the character animation director for episode 38 of the Mazinger Z anime. So that's interesting, because the foreword is looking at his journey from rental books, so kashihon, to anime. So it seems like he had a career shift from doing kashihon to anime directing. But yeah, 2 rental manga stories in here. Not sure what they are about yet, but I mean, this whole series is dubbed the Mysterious Rental Book Collection. So there are more books in this series, which I will most likely pick up after I actually read this one first, just to see how it goes for that. But it seems quite interesting. Yeah, Tetsuhiro Wakabayashi. Never heard of them, but excited to dive into more. So yeah, 2016. So, and also this is a great quality book. It's like hardly damaged. It looks new pretty much. And it was in 2016. So it's crazy to believe 2016 is 8 years ago now. But yeah, so that was the last book of today. Also interesting too, this one doesn't have like the usual, with Japanese manga, you've also got these like flaps, these dust covers at the front. This one doesn't really have that. Everything else has it. But yeah, that was the end of the manga haul for today. A bunch of interesting manga. I was very happy with all of the books that I got in this haul. So yeah, if you this is also like a request or a message to those who know anything about this magazine, even how to pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce that. So yeah, if anyone does know, feel free to comment or hit me up. Very interested about this one specifically. But yeah, we'll try to get the picture books out in a video sometime in the future, because it's probably my new obsession. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.